Morning, everybody. Ready to move, honey? Morning, folks. Welcome back to the Carter James on an overcast November day here. Figured we start the video by doing a sheep move. Let's go. One of the best parts of my morning, moving the cattle or the sheep and saying hi to the dogs. Indy, no chase, Indy. That's what we've been having to work on. She still gets a little bit excited. So our last video was transitioning to polywire, and we're kind of alternating back and forth, and I'll tell you why. One, I'm realizing I need to have more reels than I have right now. Right now we have the cattle herd split, and I just ordered a whole bunch of more reels and poly braid. But the other thing is we had a potentially could have been a really serious problem. So I had the sheep and the dogs in 2 wires, and I'm so thankful that I was outside when this happened. I was driving the UTV, running around doing chores, and I saw the big dogs perk up and jump up like something caught their attention. And I look over and I see Mac thrashing around as if he was like killing something, like he had something in his mouth, but he was thrashing up and down. I don't have a reel with me, but at the end of the reel there's an orange handle that you can latch onto a fence. Well, somehow he got a hold of that orange. Come here, big boy. He's such a sweet boy. I hate that this happened to him. Somehow he had gotten a hold of that reel or that handle and got it wrapped around his neck and clasped back onto the hot wire inside his mouth. I mean, if I could pay him $1 million, I don't think he could do that again. But so he was thrashing around because the fence was on, and he's getting shocked with 5,000-6,000 volts. So that probably went off for about 10 seconds because I gunned it over to him and turned the fence off and got him out. But I just felt really bad for him. His mouth had been bloodied, and yeah, so that kind of freaked me out. So I realized I need to do something a little different with my fence, make sure he doesn't have access to that handle, make sure he can't even reach through. And then my other problem, I realized one day I came home and Mr. Ram and I had a ewe that were out, and some of these are pretty fluffy. These animals were pretty fluffy, and the fence was popping hard, but when they rub up against it with their thicker winter coats, they don't feel the shock. So 2 wires is not going to be good enough to hold them in, so I'm going to have to put 3 wires up on each side and make sure they stay taut. And this time of year when it gets cold and freezes, sometimes those wires can sag. So that's why I've just decided I need to have more reels so I can keep those wires tight. But other than that, everyone is doing pretty good this morning. So if I'm going to be sniffling here, it's Thanksgiving week, Tuesday. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you're having a great week heading into the holiday, and hope if you travel, you have safe travels. But we're starting to get dreary here in Kansas, and we're wet. We got a little bit of rain the last 2 days, and a high of 45 today. Tonight we're gonna have a pretty hard freeze down to 25, which is kind of the worst possible scenario of moisture and freezing. But everyone should be okay. We'll put out some wind breaks and some shelter and make sure everyone's good. So we're gonna transition from the netting to using the hot wire here and there. Oh, hi, Coda. Hey, Coda. Good morning. Hi, honey. The little dogs have really kind of helped Coda become more friendly. Still can't pet him like normal, but yep, so we're heading into winter here. We have still been trying to graze as much as we can, trying to keep moving the sheep. Been putting out a little bit of hay here and there for the cattle and the sheep, just to make sure everyone is staying in good condition, and trying to maximize this grass. I'm pretty sure the spigot's gonna get shut off on the growing season now that we're getting consistently colder at night, and highs are from here on out are going to be in the 40s. So, but all the sheep are doing well. We have a couple that are healing up. I think I showed them on some previous videos. Got a couple nips in the back, I think due to honey. So we've been putting the sheep up at night just to make sure. I need to stay out here some night and continually do training with her. And we are letting the little dogs stay out with the big dogs, so I don't want to not be out here at night. as you saw in the video, they get a little excited, but they are overall doing really well, listening well when they start to do a little chasing. But they're getting big. They're growing up. So Indy gets a little excited sometimes. Like right now, she kind of sees this girl and wants to. Indy, what are you doing? Hey, Indy. So when she does that, no chase. No chase. No chase. No chase. I put her head down and hold her. No chase. No chase. No chase. It's all done in fun. It's not malicious, but she needs to not do that. So they're a little exhausting with this stuff, staying on top of them. But I noticed in the morning, it's when they're most playful. So the cattle are doing well. Our South Pole herd is going to be growing. Looking forward to adding some more South Poles tomorrow. We'll shoot some video of that as the herd is going to grow. And it's going to be interesting winter time here. We bought a lot of hay. Really probably have too many animals for the land we have. Next year we are going to have some other land freeing up, which we'll talk a little bit more about that in some upcoming videos. But for the next 4 or 5 months, we're just got to do with what we can and feed the hay and keep everyone in good shape. So that's where we're at today. Back in the netting for today. Once our reels show up, we'll get everyone back into three strand poly wire and go from there. Got a little bit of green still here in the field, just trying to keep everyone grazing as long as they can. So we'll check in on the cattle here in a little bit as well. Let's go, everyone. Good morning over here at the Carter James South Pole herd. We're moving them across the pond. Still a little moist. Ground's a little moist. Froze last night, but now it's de-thawing. Not de-thawing, just thawing out. Yeah, you can tell they're kind of sinking in. Hey girl. She's one of the new ones. Heading across the pond for the first time. We'll leave this open so they can come back up the hill. We'll have some fresh water for them. He did give Max through down the pond. Hey, good morning, Comanche. Good morning. Let's go. Well, there's Belle, there's Bree right here. They are always together. You guys are cute. Go on. Yep, you're gonna get some green grass. There's our ghost eye. I don't know what they were rubbing on something, some clay root. There's 3 or 4 of them that got some clay stuck on them. So they were definitely rubbing on that. Everyone's moving a little slow this morning, but that's kind of what happens. So here's one of our newest ones, older gal. Hey mama, you okay? Doing all right? So we have number 30. She's one of our horned mamas. Let's see, I don't know if I saw her walk by. Her calf, he's 6-7 months old now. We need to wean him off, but he always pops under the wire, and he sometimes doesn't always move with the herd, and so I've been trying to get him back with the herd, but he's kind of not cooperating. So he may just self wean himself by separating himself for a couple days. So we'll walk back up the hill and see if she's come down. I'm trying to look over there and see if I see her. I don't. I think he's been still nursing on her and kind of dragging her down a little bit. So I need to get him weaned off and try to get her fattened back up for winter time and make sure she breathes back. So today is a big day. I actually was over in Missouri last week and picked up 10 South Pole pairs. So those are getting delivered today. So that'll be pretty exciting. And then We actually have already purchased a handful more of South Poles out of Tennessee. So just really trying to get some good quality animals here, and now we're just going to kind of grow the herd organically. So I'm kind of done buying cattle, kind of tired of it actually. So they're fun, but we're gonna have a little bit of a land problem here. I think I might have mentioned that. Too many animals for the land we have, so we're trying to move them as fast as we can. Well, we got some good grass over here. We'll graze this here in a couple days, but it's exciting. We are going to be housing the animals here at the Carter James and at the home place over the winter time, and then we'll be having some land free up that we'll use next year in the spring and summer and all that. So should be good. So I don't see number 30 up here, so she must have gone down, but that's a pretty sight, seeing all the South Poles up there checking out what they're doing. So I'll try to shoot a little video once those pairs show up. They should be here in about an hour and a half. I need to do a few things. I'm actually not sure, the ground is kind of soft, so we may have a problem. Sorry for the train. May have a problem with getting the trailer up to the corral, so I'm not sure exactly how we'll deal with that, but we'll figure that out. So it's Thanksgiving week. Hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. You know, it's kind of a somber week for our family. My mother-in-law, I mentioned her a few videos ago, maybe it was a month or two back. Suki, she was battling a brain tumor. She had a glioblastoma. She actually passed away yesterday. So we are having kind of a somber week remembering her, but just also very, very thankful for her in hindsight, and just how kind she was to us and everyone. I call her, she's my mother-in-law, but she's not my wife's mom. She's mother-in-law by marriage. So, but just an unbelievable woman. She was really involved in the music industry with jazz bands, and I don't know all the intricate details of it, but she would book bands and out of Topeka, Kansas. And it really is cool looking at her Facebook page, just seeing all the tributes coming in from across the country, musicians. It's really really quite humbled at the fact that I knew her personally, and I can resonate with all their stories. Just a really, really wonderful woman. So she was you always like being around Suki, so always encouraging. So yeah, even though it's a somber week, just very thankful for her and the life she had. It's always hard when you lose someone that's special, and that's part of life, unfortunately. Like I told Bill, her husband, my father-in-law, I said, you know, that hurts because it was real, you know, and she was real. She was extremely genuine. So in a world of fake people, fake news, a lot of things fake and deception, she was one of a kind. So yeah, I figured I'd just share that since I'd mentioned it a few videos ago, but just a wonderful woman. So, but I'm excited. You know, I was excited that Suki got to help me with the ranch a little bit. She actually helped me with our ranch logo and getting me hooked up with some guys who would help me with printing shirts and hats. So I always feel like she really helped me early on in starting to get some ideas and all that. So I always feel grateful that she helped me with that. So we'll shoot some video here in a little bit once those pairs show up. But it's pretty cool watching them all out there checking out the pasture. Here we are, fresh off the trailer. There's the trailer even pulling off, just leaving. So we actually had to unload them a little differently. Normally we load them in this alleyway from the pasture, but we actually had to come in here and back it up to that gate right in front of the barn, just because it's kind of muddy. We got rain a couple days ago, but here we go, 10 pairs, mamas and babies. Got some cute little ones. You know, my experience this past year, 2023, was the year of the bull. It's the same thing. 6 out of 10 of these were bulls. That one right there, I gotta look up her number. She's kind of a little high-headed. But I really like these South Poles. These are smaller framed animals. They're not monsters. A couple of the ones that I got in the last video on the open cows, some of them are much bigger framed animals. So really like the size of these. We're gonna see how a couple of these bull calves develop. We do have 4 that could be, they're from out of full-blood registered moms. 3 of these are pure, 4 of them are purebreds. I'm gonna take that back. 3 are purebreds. One's a 75% mom, South Pole, and then 5 are full-bloods. And we have 5. The 5 full-blood females had 5 bulls. So, and they're still all intact. So we'll see how they develop. See if any of them make sense to keep them as bulls. We are going to be picking up one more bull here next month. But with the number of females we have, it might be smart of us to keep a 3rd bull in house. We'll see. So we moved the herd around to the back side of the pond. We'll leave these guys here for a couple days, and then the South Pole herd will come back up probably on Friday. We'll probably keep them across the pond for 2 days, and we'll move them back up, and then we'll introduce these guys, similar to how we did the last group by, well, probably move into this back pasture where they got a little bit of room to introduce themselves. These mamas are not bred back. These are fall calvers. So here we are, November 22nd, and we'll get Comanche in here with them and see if over the next month here he can breed them. So that's it for today. Hope you guys all have a blessed Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving wherever you're at. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.